Mic test, mic test, mic test, mic test. Okay, I think that's working. Yeah, this is my first time doing this stuff, so I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. All right, let's get back to this. If anybody knows how to embed the Rumble stream key and the link with StreamYard, feel free to let me know how to do that, because I have no idea. There's a little bit of a delay too. I'm using Pro Acryl Black Primer. It's a brush-on primer. It's really good for resin and plastic miniatures. If you want a primer that'll work on metal, it works okay, but I like using lacquer or enamel paints as a primer for metals. These models are the Sir Mortimer Bombido's Ontos Heavy Tank configuration 4, I believe. Thank you, Danger Mouse. I appreciate the tip. And getting back to it. Nope, still too wet. So I'm painting one half because I'm holding it with one side and makes it easier to do it since I'm not airbrushing. These tanks are, let me see, what was this one called? Strato Mini's Hard War SRM carrier. No, is that what this one is? I don't think that's right. Oh, okay. Troll Mark 1 tank. Hmm. Pretty cool details. What I really like about this primer is you don't have to be too careful. It'll like shrink wrap itself around the model. So even if you blob it a little bit, it's not gonna be blobbish. As you can see, I'm not being very careful. It's part of the fun. Yeah, I couldn't figure out the rumble thing. Maybe some other time. Yeah, I appreciate the responses from some of my buddies here on the BattleTech for Conservatives page. Yep, it's just my hand for a couple minutes. It's my first time, brother. I'm just streaming. No plan. No, I didn't plan anything. I'm just kind of doing work, uh, winging it as is. So, but again, I appreciate the comments. Yeah, I was trying to get the stream working on Rumble and on StreamYard, but it wasn't configured out. But yep, next time I'll be more prepared. I'm not worried if some of the primer comes off, because I can always just go back and add a little more. I have to open up the other bottle. Yeah, there we go. Get that one. And I don't want to accidentally miss a comment. Oh, hey, all right, we got somebody. J-Man. Yes, sir. Painting and vibing, that's right. That's all we're doing. Just chilling. Happy Saturday. Painting happy little trees. Little happy little antoses. Alright. So I'm just priming these ontoses. They're the Sir Mortimer Bombito 3D printed ontos heavy tanks for their proxies for BattleTech. These are really good models. What I like about these ones is they have the little hole for a tiny magnet, and you can put the magnet on there and on the body, and so it'll sit there and it'll be magnetized, which is pretty cool. I like these things. They're pretty cool. Oop, oop, so messy. All right. Get this mic out of my nose. Maybe move these guys to the side. Let's see. Will that work? Yeah, there we go. I'm just moving them to the drying area. Didn't finish these ones yet. You know what? I'll finish these ones up and then I'll move them to the drying area. Leave them there. Let's see. What do I want to paint next here? We'll do these. What are these ones? These are the. Let me grab the box. Oh, nope, there goes. Ugh. Myrmidon medium tank. These are the Myrmidon medium tanks from Ironwind Metals. This guy right here. These are pewter. And let's see, I'll summarize what I've done so far. Obviously got them out of the sprue. I took this brass wire brush to kind of clean it up a bit. This cleans up any of the oil that they use, or like the demolding cast that they use to separate them from the molds. So what this does is it kind of gets rid of it. You can also use a little bit of dish soap and water to clean it up, and that'll remove that oil so that when you prime it, the primer doesn't just flake off. So this helps with adhesion. Sometimes I use the Pro Acryl primer. Sometimes I use lacquer primer or enamel primer for the metals, just because they adhere a lot better to the metal than acrylic primers do. But it's whatever you got, if whatever you have available. As long as you varnish it at the end, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But just know the risks, especially with metal models. If they fall, they're going to chip regardless. For these ones, I'm going to use, let's see. So I've been using these Gundam color aqueous paints as a primer, even though it's not technically a primer, but I've used them on the metal minis after wire brushing them, and I mean, this stuff sticks and dries pretty hard. Even though it says it's like a water based, there's like a little bit of a chemical in there. There's like a little bit of an alcohol or something. Kind of acts like a Tamiya paint, like those not a water-based acrylic, sort of water-based acrylic, sort of enamel, sort of a weird blend. And I mean, they work really good on the metal models. Might be a little more expensive than a bottle of like a small bottle of like acrylic. I don't know. They're not too bad. You can find these at Hobby Lobby. They're not too bad. But I'm going to use that. I'm going to use this as a primer for these metal dudes. Put that over there. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah. Glove down! Glove down! Let's get in a new one. All right, back in business. Put that right there. Let's see, put this here. All right. So I put a little metal bead in there to help agitate it, little agitator. Um, you can use water to thin this down, but I'm just gonna use it as is. Kind of like the Pro Curl primer. This stuff sticks; it like hugs the material. Pretty good. Do this like I did the other tanks, where I just kind of paint one side and then I'll paint the other side once this side dries. This stuff dries pretty quick too. I got three more. I said I was going to finish the that other tank, but I just kind of left him there. Oh well, he'll get love in a bit. Not right now though. These are myrmidons. Oh sweet. Okay, so whatever is posted on YouTube will show up on the StreamYard one too. Cool. That's cool. I like it. Just sharing the link around, guys. So if you just see my blue hand, that's the reason. Did my mic cut off? I can't hear myself. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Jamin. Some more of the Gundam color aqueous paint here. I don't know if you guys heard of Ninjon. He's one of the another. He's a really popular YouTube miniature painter streamer, and he made a video recent. I don't know if it was recent, but he made a video about the kind of primer that he likes to use, which is the Mr. Hobby Surfacer, the black surfacer. I forget the number code, but he uses that with the Mr. Hobby leveling thinner, and says that like that's the best primer, and it was meant for Gundam kits, but that stuff is so tough, and it's what I'm talking about. It's like a alcohol based lacquer type primer, enamel lacquer type mix combo, like whatever the Mr. Hobby company uses. Um, it's really durable, and when you thin it with the Mr. Hobby leveling thinner, it's really strong, even on like metal models. But I mean, you can use them on plastics, and it won't like melt the plastic kits. So uh, if you guys are interested in like another product, I've used it. It's a bit more expensive. I don't think I have any left, but so like this stuff it acts similar. It's not. I don't know if it's as durable, but it's better than like a Vallejo acrylic primer on metal, or like the Army Painter uh, brush on primer. Like I wouldn't use that on the pewter models. Tank number 3. Resin prints. Yeah. Sorry, excuse me. Got a little cold going around the house. Yeah, for resin, I just use the Army Painter, or no, I'm sorry, not Army Painter, the Pro Acryl Black Primer. I mean, I wouldn't even worry about needing something stronger than that for the resin prints. Um, I find the stuff right here. Here, let me pull it up. The video. There's a little bit of a time lag on the video, but this is what I use for plastics and resin prints. And it's like the best. It's the best primer I've used. And I've used Vallejo. I've used the Army Painter stuff. I've used what other primer did I use? Well, the two that I just said, and this is better than those other two, in my opinion. Oh, the Mr. Primer. I don't think I've used it on the resin. I don't think it'll destroy it though. It doesn't. It's not harsh. Like it's not harsh on the plastics that I've used it on. So I don't think it'll damage any resin. I know a buddy of mine used the water-based resin, and like he just put water on it even after he cured it, and it still melted it. So I guess depending on what kind of 3D resin you're using, if you're using like the water-based stuff, I would just stay away from that crap, honestly. Um, like if you have like health concerns and you have to use it, like that sucks. But like the regular like Anycubic Gray or the Sunlu or like the ABS like resin, you could use pretty much anything on that. I've used not the Mr. Hobby primer, but I've used a similar product. I've used the Alclad. Have you ever heard of Alclad? Yes. I've used Alclad on resin, and that worked fine. and Alclad's really harsh. Like I've used Alclad primer on a Gundam kit, and it melted the plastic of the Gundam. So don't use Alclad lacquer primer and then the thinner on Gundam plastic. I don't know if like maybe the new plastics are better, but I know like the old 2010 Gundam kits, when I used the Alclad to lacquer primer with a little bit of thinner to get it through my airbrush, I let it sit, and then about like 30 minutes later, I noticed that it was like cracking and melting. So, but I've never had that problem with the Mr. Hobby Surfacer primer and the leveling thinner. The way they formulated it seems like that it's stable and it doesn't it's not harsh on the resin prints that I've used it on, or that I've used the Alclad stuff on. So if the Alclad didn't destroy it, I'm pretty sure. But I might have to do a video of that eventually, if I could find my little bottle of Surfacer somewhere. What kind of a printer do you have, Jay? Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing wrong with rattle can. I used everything from the Kraylon automotive uh, rattle cans to the Tamiya stuff, and I've used the like the Tamiya gray primer and the model master rattle cans. I've used Army Painter. I've used the GW crap, Uniformation GK2. Oh, sweet, yeah, yeah, that's a good one. It's a good printer. I just got an old piece of crap Anycubic printer, like the original Gen 1 Anycubic Photon. Still runs, but I don't really do a lot of printing anymore. One of my buddies who plays BattleTech with us at the store, I think he has that same printer, same exact printer. Unless that's you. Is that you, my buddy? Is that you? I'm not gonna dox you. Yeah, better than no printer. Absolutely. So, again, just using the Gundam Aqueous paint as kind of a primer. Every time I've used it like this and used the wire brush, I always get really good adhesion. Oh shit, it is you. Hey. What's up, Kink? Here I was thinking I was talking to some rando. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. You're over here talking to me like you don't know me. Come on, man. The Kinkmeister. Yeah. You coming to the store tomorrow? Do some we gonna do some Gundam shit? Or are we gonna do some Battletech shit? What do you wanna do? You're gonna be like that one meme. Oh no, you're good, man. You're gonna be like that one meme. You're like the one guy. You're like that one guy that likes all my posts. It's like, hey, you. I see you. I see you over there. Shout out to my buddy Kink in his 3D printing store. Check him out. Put your link on the chat. So if we get like a third human being that actually watches this crap, they'll be able to find you and maybe buy some STLs from you. Go ahead and put it in there, man. Put it in my chat box, bro. Yeah. Mix the bag of games. We'll have fun. It's always fun. I think Dust Sauce is going to show up too. Him and maybe a couple others. I think tomorrow is that Pokemon tournament, so we might only have the two tables, but it's no big deal. Need a little bit of a coffee break. Oy, oy, oy. Cheers to everybody. Yep. Yeah, we're only going to have the two tables, but that's the beauty of having the BattleTech group is we can still play even though they have all this other crap because they know that people actually play BattleTech in that store. So your boy holding it down, bro. Yeah. Have you ever played Pokemon? Like the card game? I remember collecting them as a kid, but I never played the game. I just collected them because everybody else was collecting them. And then I'm like, wait, this is actually a game? I tried learning it too. I tried learning the rules not too long ago. Uh, when we moved here, because like prior, I just didn't have time. And yeah, it's kind of like it's like I guess like a little mini card war game, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. A buddy of mine taught me how to play Magic the Gathering when I was in the Navy. And he told me that they made a Battletech card game. And I was like, what? So he gave me his dad's old Battletech card game collection. and we played a couple games, and that was sweet. Like, you have like resources, and you have to like use the resources to buy the mechs, and you set up your deck kind of like a Magic deck, where you have like 60 something cards, and you have to have a certain set of mechs, a certain set of resources, and then you can mix them, like with abilities and stuff, kind of like a Magic game. But instead of land cards, you have resources, and you're trying to kill the opponent's HQ deck, which is just their stack, which acts like a life, like a hit point thing. And then what you're doing is you're sending out your mechs to attack his deck, and he can put his mechs in front of it to defend it, and then you do battle in the middle, and then you guys roll. I think like you roll a D12 or a D20. I don't recall. I don't remember exactly, but that's how the battle happens. And then you guys resolve battles, and yeah, it's interesting. It's like a combination of a war game and a card game, I guess. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I never played that one or collected that one, but I can assume that it's very similar. I remember the anime. Duel. Oh my god. Yeah, but I never played it. A bunch of buddies of mine, they played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I didn't really get into it. Hell, I didn't even know fucking BattleTech was a game, a tabletop game, until way later in my life, man. I only knew Mech Warrior from the video games. I didn't know anything about the tabletop. Where I grew up, there weren't any tabletop game stores or anything like that. There was like one GameStop that sold video games, and that was it. So as you can tell, with the this paint, this aqueous, like even though I've been manhandling it, like you don't really see the paint coming off like it would with like a regular acrylic primer. Like this stuff, it's sticky as hell. Like once it sticks to the metal, it's on there. Like it's really, really good stuff, really strong stuff. So, and the Mr. Hobby surfacer and leveling thinner, it acts very similar to this stuff. So, yeah, my recommendation for metal minis. If you don't want to use the Pro acrylic primer on the metal, you can use this stuff, and it acts just as good. So, after all these are done, I'll get the airbrush ready for zenithal priming. So, just like an additional priming, but what I'm doing is I'm going to highlight with the white primer before adding my base coat, which will be we're going to go with a what was the damn commission? It's going to be Crucius Lancers. So we're going to go with like a OD green, and then we're going to do the red, white, and blue stripes afterwards. So because of all the brighter colors, you don't have to go with a white zenithal. You can go with like a tan. You can go with like a pink. I like having a good contrast zenithal underneath. Yeah, I'm gonna do it similar to that. Yep, exactly. Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, brother. I appreciate you. Just wanted to thank you for that. You're a good dude. I'm about a third done, and then, or three, I'm like 3/4 done with these dudes. And then I'll wait for them to dry. No, not the Ajax. He was talking about the green Ajax that I did, because the commission I'm doing is Crucius Lancers. So it's gonna be like an OD green with is it Crucius Lancers? Yeah. What's up, Salad? Hey, another one of my players. Hey. What is this? What is this? The Etten squad showing up? Yeah. Represent. Hey. You coming tomorrow? You coming to the store? Oh, you gonna go to the gym? Cool, man. Yeah, gotta work them out. Work out them bodies. You know, I never used to watch Bob Ross, and I didn't really even know about him um, when I was a kid. Wasn't until later when I saw like a meme of somebody memeing that he was Bob Ross, when I found out who Bob Ross was, and I'm like, oh, this was actually a dude that like painted stuff. It's like, isn't there like a rumor that he was like a special forces guy, like a Marine recon guy who just it's like fought in war, and then he's like, yeah, you know what? Now I'm just gonna paint happy trees. Hard point, yeah, we could try that. I'm down. I'm down to clown. I wasn't special forces, man. But yeah, I guess, yeah, veteran. I did my little tour in Iraq and with the Army MPs, the MPDB2, and now I paint because painting is relaxing. Oh wow, yeah, I didn't know that. Hell yeah, Bob Ross is a badass, man. He's a bad mofo. Don't mess with that dude. He'll shove that brush somewhere up here. You know what? If you mess with him. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's higher ranking than what I was. I would have been saying yes, Sergeant. Oh, that would have been so cool if I had gotten a chance to meet him. That'd have been like, aye, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant. Show me how to paint, Sergeant. Sergeant, how to paint, Sergeant. Teach me. I would have been messing with him. Exactly. Exactly. All right, Sergeant Bob. Hey, what do you call what do you call what do you call a quadriplegic in a pool? Bob. Uh, No monetization for me today, huh? What is your malfunction, Private Pile? 7.62 millimeter full metal jacket. Now listen to me real good, son. You're gonna hand that rifle to me, and we're gonna talk about this in my office. Oh, that was a good movie. I watched Apocalypse Now not too long ago. That's a really good movie. If you like Vietnam era movies, that one's really good. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Smells like victory. You used to watch all them damn movies. They always played them on the TVs when we were deployed. Like every freaking war movie. That one, Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, all the World War II movies, Vietnam movies. Good Morning Vietnam. All the movies. Platoon. Even the comedies like Hot Shots. Fucking Charlie Sheen. And in the second one, like Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen from Apocalypse Now, they do a cameo together. That shit's fucking hilarious. That was a good cameo if you guys caught that. I love the smell of acrylics in the morning. Smells like commission money. Oh, hey, minis. Oh no. All the we're gonna attract all of our cyber stalkers now because minis is here. What's up, man? Oh, nothing. I'm working on a commission for one of my buddies. Oh, good, man. No, dude, please hang out. I feel good. I feel good today. I love the taste of acrylics in the morning. Tastes like BattleTech. If anybody knows how to stream personal music, let me know. I just kind of picked the stock music. I don't know how to play my own playlist. Yeah, I have these little they're like 2mm magnets, and I know the Ontos, the Sir Mortimer Bombito Ontos heavy tank has a spot for the little mini magnet, so I'm gonna magnetize those for the client, and then for the metal ones, I might just Dremel them, like a Dremel, a little bit of a hole, so that it's not sticking out. But I haven't really decided yet exactly how I was going to do that. Oh, you don't hear the music? Okay. Yeah, I got it on StreamYard. Right on, right on. You get a gold star if you understand that reference. Pop it, D-Man. Hi. Unbelievable. Oh, you're good, brother. It's not mandatory. I'm just doing something different. Making things interesting while I do this commission. So I'm not just sitting here staring at fucking brushes and paints and waters by myself. Hey, I appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe and look. Oh, cool. All right. Let's see. I think I can change it. What other music did they give me here? Oh, doesn't. Oops. No, don't dislike it. No. You're so mean. You're so mean to me. Let's see what we got. What's this one? Can you hear it now, Salad? So same as before, just painting the spot that I'm not grabbing, and then once that dries a little, I'll paint the spot that I was grabbing. We just go back and forth. Just back and forth with that brush. You don't want to lick your brush when you're using this aqueous stuff, though. It's no bueno. You know what else is water soluble? Nerve agents. Water soluble doesn't mean healthy or safe. You're hot, J-Man. Welcome to The Collector Paints. gonna reassess my work here so far. You know what? I think I may have had to super glue the antenna and turret for the what's this little hovercraft one? The Fox armored car. Battletech Funkos? No, I haven't seen any. I know Sir Mortimer Bombito did some like chibi battle mechs. He did the like the Thunderbolt and the Warhammer chibi, and people have printed them to like a Funko scale, but they haven't made any official Battletech Funko. I don't know. I wonder. Send Catalyst Games an email and be like, hey, why don't you guys make some Funko stuff? Seems like a missed market opportunity. That, or maybe they just don't have the money to pay Funko to advertise them for their crap. Who knows? Plenty of 3D modelers out there that I'm sure know how to do stuff like that. You don't need Funko or Catalyst to make it. That's the sound of my I needed another glove because my right one broke. Remind me to buy larger sized gloves. Yeah, they have the plushies. I have one of their the Phoenix Hawk. I have the orange or the red and white one, the Kurita one. All right, I think that should be good enough to grab the other side. Yep, not too sticky. This one's sticky. Little Myrmidon turret. These are the Ironwind Metals Myrmidons. They come in packs of 2. They got some pretty good detail. Go. Now we just let everything dry. That's pretty much everything primed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move everything to the drying area, which is my airbrush station, which has a fan and a little filter attached to a trash bag with like 4 air filters inside it. So
I can kind of do indoor airbrushing, but I mean, I have a pretty big, wide area in here, so it dissipates pretty quickly. I don't recommend it. Do not airbrush inside your house. Don't do that. Don't be me. That's not healthy. Unless you have like good airflow, good ventilation. I mean, I've got a pretty good ventilation thing that runs to my attic. And you can do that by either drilling a hole in your wall, shoving a tube that goes all the way up to your attic, up to some exhaust port outside of your house. Or you can be me and be dumb. Don't be me. Sweet. Shadowhawk. Post some pics on the Discord. Sweet. I'll take a look at him in a second. Oh, nice. I like that. I like how you did like a blue flame, but then it turns like orange from the heat. It's pretty cool. Good job. Thunderhawk tours. I got one plastic and one metal Thunderhawk. I still have to paint the metal one. But the plastic one I finished already. That's the Steiner, or is it Steiner? I think it's like the Lyran Royal Guard one. I might do the metal one in like a camo or something. So you're not going to see any painting anymore for like a bit because all the stuff is drying. I could probably just end the stream now. I don't know. We can keep hanging out. I don't mind hanging out. I might just work on something else while these things dry. Let's see, what do I got? What else do I got to paint right now? Screw it, I'll pull out the other Thunderhawk, my metal one, and we'll work on this one. Oh, I'll stay on. I don't care. I got nothing else going on. Let's prime this Thunderhawk, Ironwind Metals Thunderhawk. The Catalyst one's pretty good. I like the sculpt, how they did it. I've cleaned this one previously. It's just been sitting in my shelf. Oh, you printed? Yeah. I've seen your prints. I think you printed out I saw your pulverizer that you printed the other day. I don't know if it was last Sunday or the Sunday before that, but that was a really cool print. Unless that was Thunderhawk. I can't remember exactly. He's got his little boob cannons. I'm just making sure I'm distributing this aqueous stuff as evenly as possible. Like, you only really need a little bit and it spreads pretty good. But once you start feeling it getting a little too sticky, you don't want to pull on it too much because then it starts to tear. Ooh woo. Damn it, you made me say ooh woo. The Thunderhawk ran pretty it was an interesting unit to run, but I felt like it was a bit underpowered when I played with it. At least in Alpha Strike. I'm sure maybe it's a little bit better in Classic. That, or maybe I just wasn't using it right, since it's kind of a sniper. So you want to keep it at distance. You don't want to bring it too close to something that can tank the shots, and then beat it at close range. But it's a cool looking unit. And you've got the like the Gauss variants, and then you've got the one with the arrow launcher, which is interesting. Kind of. But the Awesome is, I think, the armor distribution of the Awesome is better than the Thunderhawks. But don't quote me on that, because I'm just going off of kind of what my gut feeling is, based off of vague memories of looking through all the TROs and the record sheets. I remember asking somebody about comparing the Mauler with the Awesome, and the unanimous consent is that the Awesome is just a better platform. The Thunderhawk is not as, I don't think it's as tough as the Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, like the Thunderhawk is a sniper mech. It's a sniper assault. So you don't want it close, and it's too slow to run away if something gets really close to it. So it can ping you in classic because it's got the Gauss weapons that can do a crap ton of damage. But in Alpha Strike, it's only like 3 damage at the long range mark. So 3 or 4 or something like that. Hey, what's up, John? I haven't ran the Marauder 2C enough to really know. I mean, I wonder if maybe the Marauder 2C is better. Hey, welcome. Thanks for popping in. Just be careful. Do you need to use my you want to borrow my SPO2 monitor just to keep your... It's right here. Just keep an eye on it. Just make sure, let me know if you start getting a headache. I'm painting a Thunderhawk, a metal Thunderhawk. Sorry, wasn't trying to ignore you there. My wife walked around and she's not feeling too well today. This is a Ironwood Metals Thunderhawk. Earlier I was painting a commission for a friend. He wants a bunch of tanks and armor units done in Crucius Lancers. But they're sitting in the drying area. And right now I'm just kind of working on this. Yes, sir. Next one's going to be this pulverizer. Now this one I don't think I've cleaned, so I'm going to have to clean this one. So we're going to move the Thunderhawk out of the way. And I'm going to start going to town on this dude. Yeah, these are Ironwood Metals. Okay. Yeah, it's got that old school look. Yep. My camera sometimes doesn't focus very well, so I apologize for the blurry camera. This thing's a piece of crap. There's also a delay, so I can't see what I just did until a little bit after. This dude skipped leg day. Not like my tree trunk legs. I'm the opposite. I've got small arms but big legs. I look like a freaking cicada mech or something. Like a freaking. So wire brushing is a good way to prep a metal mini for primer and to get rid of all those mold release oils out of the model, so the paint adheres to it a lot better. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm using a generic brass wire brush. They don't mess up the Ironwood Metals models bad. Like, it doesn't scratch it. It does a really good job at just kind of polishing it and cleaning off the residue. And you can be pretty rough with it and get some interesting results. I remember thinking like, oh, why would I do that? It'll screw up the model. It will if you use a steel brush. I bought a steel brush before, and I used it on an Ironwood metal model, and it screwed it up completely. So I use these brass ones. I use a little bit of a dish soap and water afterwards, where I put it on a little paper towel, and then I just kind of go over it. Just kind of wipe afterwards. You don't really need that much, just like a little bit of a... Because the wire brush is getting all the surfaces already. You don't really need to use a solution. If you don't want a wire brush, you just want to leave the models inside of a solution, you can just use some dish soap and water. Put all your Ironwood metal models in there, and then use just like a regular toothbrush, and then just go over everything with a regular toothbrush. You could do that. I just find that as like more time consuming, where I can just use this brush, this brass one, and then I'll just polish the outer layer of the entire thing in one go without really needing to soak it for hours. I'm already getting rid of all the residue. I'm being careful that I'm not digging into it. I'm being very gentle and just kind of letting the bristles do the work. So there's many ways to skin a cat, I guess. There's different ways. I usually just pick whatever's comfortable that day or whatever. Sometimes I'll just put everything in a little dish soap bath. Sometimes I'll do the wire brush. Sometimes I'll combine different methods together, just depending on what I've got time to do. just kind of wiped it down, kind of wiped it so that there's no like particulates, or as best as I can. What you can do is you can also like take a dry brush and just kind of go back over everything to brush any tiny particles of metal that might be inside of the grooves of the details. And this will get rid of this will clear up all the panels again. So as you can see, you can see all the panels pretty cleanly now, and you can see where the wire brush polished everything, kind of hit all the surfaces. Yeah, soap water and toothbrush. Yep, that's perfect. You can do that. Works just fine. So now I'm gonna go in here with the aqueous paint as my primer, even though it's not technically a primer, but I use it as such since it seems to work, and it doesn't flake off as easily as water-based acrylic primers like from Vallejo or from whatnot. The Pro Acryl one works too. I just prefer these like Mr. Color, Mr. Hobby ones over metal. But I've used the Pro Acryl primer over metal, and it works just fine. Well, and then like you just saw what the wire brush did is it scored the metal a bit, and so technically I could just use regular base paint if I wanted to, but the CGL pulverizer is also really cool. I like the shape of it. Anything is a primer if you're brave enough. Hell, I'll use my head as a primer. It's anything. That's anything. You didn't specify that it had to be a paint. Okay, J-Man. Okay. Blood primer goes hard. Blood for the blood god. That'd be a whole other stream, brother. That'd be like on my only dads, you know. Watch as I create Slaanesh primer for my model and start using my built-in paintbrush to put it on the model. All right, Salad, take it easy, brother. Don't hurt yourself. Thank you for hanging out with us. Will do. Get them gains, bro. Go get them gains. For real, for real. Skibbity gains. Become the Sigma. Become the Alpha Sigma. Alright, that's it for that thing. Let's see. What else do I want to paint? Or prime and get ready? Let's see. Here, I'll do one of J-Man's Mad Cat Mark IIs that he printed for me. This thing's really cool. And I'll use I'll just use the Pro Acryl primer that I talked about. Stuff just, it's perfect for this stuff. It's perfect for the resin. Yeah, you did. There's another model for the Mad Cat Mark II that's coming out. It might already be out. I forget the name of the creator. I posted the link on the Discord. It's the one that Leoki was promoting as well. Yeah, that's the one that you did for me, or one of the ones that you did for me. You've done quite a bit. Yeah, Trees Frog, that one. Yeah, the Trees Frog Mad Cat 2, Mad Cat Mark II. That thing is beautiful. Oh, he has it in his store on Cults. So if you want to buy it, the STL, I think you're able to buy the STL. If not, it's to buy like a mini. I can't remember if it's to buy the model or to buy the STL. Here, let's see if I can change this beat here. It's been going on. What's this one? There we go. want to figure out how to stream some MechWarrior music, but I can't figure it out. But yeah, this STL was on Cults already, and it's obviously not as detailed as Trees Frogs, but it's still pretty detailed. It's got all these like little panel lines and pretty solid outline, and you've got some raised edges for the canopy, the cockpit area, and some of the little vents. So it's a pretty cool model. There was a old resin cast of these like MechWarrior designs in N scale back before the new Kickstarter came out, or not new, but back when for the revival of BattleTech, and people were doing like garage kit resin mold casts and sculpts and selling resin kits online on eBay and shit for like N scale or large scale BattleTech. There was like the clicky tech community that was making some for that scale, and then there were some people making large scale BattleTech, so 10 millimeter, 15 millimeter, then doing like 28 millimeter. Some people even doing like 32 millimeter scale BattleTech. So lots of different scales, but this was, I think, the design that I remember seeing. I think it was the Orco 1 design, or I think was the name of the artist, Orco 1. And Shimmering Sword, which I think is Anthony Scroggins, before he was hired to be a artist for CGL. I think he did 3D models too for the N scale market, and he had the Shimmering Sword Marauder, which if you go to Shimmering Sword on DeviantArt, you could see a lot of his Marauder art designs, and there was a resin kit that was a 15 millimeter scale version of that one, which I do have somewhere. I bought it off of eBay. Somebody was selling the sculpt, or not the sculpt, but the actual model, and it was like in little sprues. So that was back before I had a 3D printer, and back before I think 3D printers were as cheap as they are now. So you'd have somebody that would 3D print their model that they did as a master, and then they would make a mold cast using some kind of a 2-part rubber mold. So like Umu 30 is a company that makes a mold casting kit. So you pour like a part and a B part into a box, and then there's like a way you orient the model inside. Typically you'd print your thing in parts, and then you make your own sprue, essentially. Your own mold, your own cast of the model itself that you 3D printed, or the pieces, and then you would put like sticks or whatever, like pieces of just bars coming out, and then you would make it where when you inject the plastic or the 2-part resin into the mold, it'll go in one hole, and then you could use a syringe, or you could use like gravity feed it, and then it'll fill in the gaps inside of the rubber mold. And then once it cures, you open the mold, and out comes your your cast of your model. So, and this was before 3D printing was this thing that everybody just uses now to make miniatures themselves. Like this resin stuff wasn't intended to be the finished product. It was intended to be the prototype. And I remember when I was studying it, when I was trying to learn how to do all that stuff, like you'd have to buy these like $10,000-$20,000 pieces of equipment, these like the 3D printer itself, and your resin was, industrial grade crap. And you'd make your one master mold or your one master model, and then you would make copies of that model using the molding techniques, the casting techniques with the rubber mold making stuff. I'm sorry if I'm butchering my language right now, like mold, cast, mold casting. So I apologize for my illiteracy. But yeah, they this model itself, I have a end scale of one that looks just like that. Somebody was selling on eBay, and then I think they sold me a Daishi Ebon Jaguar, a Cauldron-born. That one's a cool kit because that one came with little slidable, removable omnipods. I remember getting a Nightwolf. There's like an Atlas. One of my favorite pieces is the Orko 1 Hatamoto Chi that he did, and like a resin cast of it. So this is like an end scale Hatamoto Chi. That was it wasn't 3D printed. It was like a cast of a mold of the 3D print. It's pretty cool. Got this a while back, and this was for end scale BattleTech. You can kind of see the scale difference between the like the Ironwind metal pulverizer versus the end scale Hatamoto Chi. So yeah, there's that. But now everybody has a 3D printer, so you can print your own, and the materials are a lot better now. They're not as unstable and volatile and as toxic. Yeah. I mean, before BattleTech came back, the only classic BattleTech set that I owned was the 25th anniversary one, the one with the Atlas on the cover. And I think I had a couple Ironwind medals, and that was it. And I had collected a bunch of the Clicky Tech stuff, and I was just using the Clicky Tech stuff with the Alpha Strike rules, since nobody played the Clicky Tech game. Because by the time that I had gotten into it, everything was on the eBay flea market because nobody was playing it anymore. And I had been in the military for so long, and I didn't know anybody that played the game where I was at when I was stationed in San Diego. So I just started collecting the stuff because I thought it was cool. I wasn't really expecting that I was going to play with anybody ever. the gaming wargaming scene in San Diego near the naval base was all 40K and bolt action and flames of war, like a lot of like the military stuff or like the skirmish games. So, and nobody that I knew played BattleTech. A couple of my friends that I had in the Navy, they played a game or two with me, but like it was like a one-off thing or like a two-off thing. Let's see. What else? What else can I prime? I'm just gonna start priming everything. Screw it. We'll keep this going. What else do I got in here in the shelf? Let's do a little funky herby. Oh wow. He just gave them to you, huh? Damn. I'm jealous. I'm so jealous, bro. No, I thought they were cool. I remember seeing them before I joined the Navy, because I joined in 05. And that was when I started seeing those MechWarrior Clicks things at like the GameStops. And I couldn't afford them because I didn't have any money. But I always wanted some. I always wanted them because I remember seeing MechWarrior on the box. And I remember that they were like random boosters, so you didn't know exactly what you were going to get. And I didn't have the money for that, and I didn't want to spend money on something that I didn't know what I was going to get. So between 2005 and then 2014 was when I started really collecting BattleTech related stuff. So it started with the Clicky Tech on eBay because people were just selling their crap. And then my obsession with BattleTech kind of kicked off from there because I had been a 40K fan for a while. Sweet. That's awesome. I tried to get my son into it, but he doesn't really care about wargaming. He's more into his video games, his Roblox and Minecraft, and he plays this one game called The Backrooms, or like SCP, I think is what it's called. Nice. That's very nice of you, helping your buddy move. If I ever know a buddy that's not really into his miniatures anymore and he's moving, I'm definitely going to volunteer to help him out. Hey, let me help you. Hey, you. Oh yeah, like look at all that. Do you even use that anymore? Come on, let me have it. I'll resell it for you. Oh no, that's awesome, dude. No, it's good. You sound like a good dude. I'm an opportunist, man. If I know somebody doesn't really want their crap no more, I'll be like, hey, I'll take it off your hands. I am the collector. I collect things. A friend in need is a friend indeed. No, I also play. We play BattleTech at the game store close to where I live, Etten Games and Minis in Humble, Texas. We do. I run a Alpha Strike Persistent Universe campaign. One of our other players, he runs a competitive PvP. Mine is a PvE. His is a PvP. I also do classic when people want to play classic, we'll play classic. I have everything for that. I have a locker at the store. I bought a bunch of stuff for the classic too. So I have a big BFG, one of the big BFG maps, hex maps. So like one side it's all the woodland, greenery, and the city, and then the other side it's the desert, canyons, and the airfield. And it's the big fat mat. So if people want to play classic, boom, you got a fucking giant ass hex map. And I have all the hex tech stuff. We have the store manager. Before I even showed up, he had actually pre-ordered the Kickstarter for the Thunderhead Studios hex tech terrain, all the 3D printed stuff. So he had a big tub of that crap already there before the pre-painted Gale Force 9 hex tech stuff was even available. So we were playing with those even before that. When those came out, he ordered some, and then I just used store credit and stuff to buy it for the store. So now not only do we have like all the Alpha Strike stuff, but we have all the classic stuff too. So we play it all, man. I backed the Clan Invasion Kickstarter, so I have all that shit, all the maps and all the rules and all the aids, and I have them in the locker. So if people need it, if I have extras, I just give it to them. Like a lot of the people that joined our group, I just gave them shit to use. Like, hey, here you go. Here's a rule book. Here's the aid. Here's a game aid. Get to playing. Come back anytime. So yeah, I started the group. I started this group back in when did I start it? Last year, the year before that. I think it was last year. And it's grown from like a group of like 4 people to like 20-something people now that join the Discord. And like we get at least like 3 or 4 people that'll show up on a weekend, sometimes a little more than that. It used to be where I just went there by myself, and I'd just be sitting there all day painting my stuff. And I mean, you just have to be persistent. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to get too far into that conversation, since if you know me, you already know where I sit and where I stand on all that. And I don't want to give my my fans too many freebies, too much free ammo against me. But yeah, no, I love BattleTech, man. I loved it before Catalyst Games, and I'm gonna love it after Catalyst Games, Catalyst Game Labs. Oh, I'll still talk about it. You know me, man. I got a big fucking mouth. I can't shut my fucking mouth, man. I'm gonna talk. You know me. I say I won't say nothing, and then blah 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 blah. This and this and this and this and this and this and this. Yay, little Atlas Irby. Atlas face Irby. But yeah, no, I also paint. I paint commissions. I do commission work. That's how I started. I started I just started with the hobby first. I had got the books. When was it? 2000? Yeah, around like 2012 was when I said 14 before. It was 2012. Now that I remember scrolling back in my Facebook profile, I remember 2012 was when I first got the 25th anniversary box, and they had announced the Game of Armored Combat. And I think that was the second thing I got, was the Game of Armored Combat. But again, this was after the clicky text. So I was getting clicky text stuff before that. Oh yeah, the little cow. Yeah, I'm working on doing more organic models and stuff. Let's see. Let's prime the Visigoth. It's been staring at me with hate over here. One of the new mercenaries units. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that was a pain to paint because it has so many little details. For this one, I'm also going to use the Pro Acryl primer, since again it's really good with plastics and resin. And so that's what I'm going to use. It's really easy. Takes no skill whatsoever. You just go to town with a brush, and when it dries so super matte, and like the paint shrink wraps itself around the model so well that you can be really rough with it, and it won't. You're not gonna glob things up. And just like I did with the tanks, I'll just paint all the parts that I'm not holding on to, wait for it to dry a little, and then I'll paint the part that I was holding on to. No rush, no stress. What clan what clan scheme, or what scheme should I paint the Visigoth? I was thinking maybe Snow Ravens, or Sea Fox maybe. I already painted a lot of Sea Foxes. Maybe I'll go with Snow Raven for this one, since they got the fleets and the spaceships and stuff. Merc. Yeah, I could go like Dragoons or something, or maybe do it in. I like the Hanson's Rough Riders, since MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries is my favorite game of the MechWarrior franchise. I'll just make them Rough Riders. Clan Coyote, yeah. I don't think I've painted any Clan Coyote. What color? What's their like? What's a popular Clan Coyote scheme? Team Bonsai. Do it like my like Brian's group. Represent for BattleTech 3028, man. Yeah. Gotta represent the real BattleTech communities over here. See, I just said that, and I'm gonna get like 20 comments from haters. Oh, Mr. Popularity over here with 4 likes, 0 likes, and like only 4 people watching his stream. Oh, stupid chud. Yes, I can feel your hatred. Yeah, I like dark reds and black. That's pretty standard cool combo. Haters gonna hate, lovers gonna love. I don't even want none of the above. I want it. I had to stop myself there for a second. I'm not Dave Chappelle. Drip, drip, drip. You're probably wondering, why does he keep going over it with the brush over and over and over and over and over again? I'm like trying to disperse the paint evenly as best as I can before it fully dries. And then removing any excess and putting it on my little paper towel, and then kind of assessing, seeing if the paint is adhering to the plastic well, which it is, because I can see the little details now. I can see little grooves, and when I move the brush over it, it's already pretty blacked out with the primer, and I can see panel lines, so I'm moving the brush along the panel lines. But that's just me being OCD, and it's also relaxing because there's no rush. I'm not rushing. I'm tickling it with my brush. That's what I'm doing. It's like tickling. I'm tickling this airplane. But yeah, I like the Visigoth. I don't have a problem with the CGL sculpts, man. Like, a lot of these sculpts are beautiful. Like, even if you get like the offhand, like the screwed up model with a like melted looking model, or something that has like a mold line that's just you can't cut out or whatever. Like, for the most part, they look really good. A lot of these look really good, and they'll paint nice. And then they're cool game pieces you could play with. Blue Angels. Yeah. I mean, if I actually loved the U.S. Navy and cared about it, like, because I served, but let's just say I'm happy that I'm not in anymore. Wasn't a bad experience. I mean, I learned a lot. Taught me a lot of good stuff. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of vets, man. It's bad enough when you hear people who never joined looking from the outside in, kind of calling out some of the screwed up shit, and then for us that were in, we're just kind of like nodding in agreement, like, yeah, it's actually worse than what you think it is. It's a lot worse than what you think it is. Whatever criticism you out there have about the U.S. military, I can guarantee you, it's worse. It's worse, especially when you're in. It's worse. Because at least when you're out, when you're not in it, you can say something about it and criticize and, do something if you talk to your politicians or whatever. Me, when I was in, a lot of us that are in, you're not allowed to, legally not allowed to say anything bad because you're in uniform and you're not supposed to do that. So you don't technically have your freedom of speech under the UCMJ. But I'm not in anymore, so I can kind of say whatever the fuck I want now. But I don't think I need to. Yeah, same here, man. Like, it's the same with, like, the country, Like, I don't like the government on either side, honestly. But I like certain people in the country. Like, I like my fellow Americans. I like good Americans that are good people. I don't have to hate. It's like I don't hate people of any particular demographic of any kind until you give me a reason to fucking hate you. If you treat me like shit, I will treat you back like shit. I mean, that's just universal. You know, I'm not going to go out of my way to come after you unless you've come after me first. And I will say this to everybody here who's listening. If I've talked shit about you, it's because you gave me a fucking reason to. Not the other way around. And if the feeling is mutual, good for you. I'm happy to be here for you to hate. And I'm gonna keep on painting, baby. Gonna keep on painting. Grabbing this Visigoth by the tippity tip now. Maybe give it another couple more minutes and then I'll see if I can grab it from the other side. And then I'll finish it up. Clean this water out. Just 1 second. Yeah, I have the flight stand and the little hex that with the little peg. I just didn't want to prime it with the clear acrylic stand on there, since I didn't want to paint the clear part. I want to keep it clear. And I mean, yeah, I could have masking taped it, but it's not necessary. I'm just painting, relaxed. Yeah, it's clear. Unless you get like the Ironwind metal ones where it's just the metal, the little metal stand that you stick in the little metal hex. But these CGL ones are cool because they're clear plastic with like a clear acrylic or whatnot, kind of like the Clicky Tech ones. Like, I don't know if you remember, like the VTOL and the little arrows on the Clicky Tech. They're all clear stands, like clear whatchamacallit, risers or whatever. I think it's good enough now to handle. So I can get that last bit of the tip on the right wing, the starboard wing. Ooh, using military terminology. Oh, starboard and port, forward and aft. But yeah. Call that good for now. Let it dry. Yeah, the one thing about the Pro Acryl Primer, you do have to let it dry. It takes a while to set, but once it does, it's really strong. It's really strong and it's matte, and it suction cups itself onto the model, and then it'll end up looking like this. Here's one of the new Mercenary Legends packs. This is the Bounty Hunter Marauder with the, I guess that's like the rotary AC-20 on top. The removable one. I super glued it because I don't intend to take that off. I already have plenty of standard Marauders. So. Oh God. Speak in simple words. Okay. Crayon, green crayon, good. Pink crayon, bad. Me dum dum. Me no understand big word. You stupid. You Navy man. Stupid Navy man. Hey, remember, we're the Uber drivers, all right? You guys were the Uber riders. We drove you guys around. Remember to tip. Remember to give us a 5-star rating. The boatman. Yeah. That's where that's where I got it. I got it from the store. I got it from Metten. Blue crayon best. Blueberry is best. Nah. Ah, you're awful, man. It goes in the square hole. Marine IQ test. Where does the cylinder go? That's right, in the square hole. Chair force. Oh, everybody gonna get hated today. At least you weren't Coast Guard. They're not even a real military branch. Like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah. Let's see, how long have we been going? Jesus. Oh God. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it. I didn't realize it's been like 3 hours. All right. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for keeping me entertained while I hobby and paint. I might do this regularly, maybe every Saturday. I promise I'll try to do better and like post it somewhere like, hey, I'm gonna stream this day and whatnot. So, all right. Well, again, thanks for watching. If you stayed till the end, I appreciate you. You don't have to like it or subscribe. I really don't care. I mean, I just hope you found something useful and I was able to help you out. If you do like what you saw and what you heard, go ahead and like it. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So, yep, take it easy, John. Keep staring at that door, Jamin. Keep staring at that door. One day it'll open. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night. How do I
Oh, I'm still streaming here. How do I turn that off this stream? Oh, there it is.